Studying for 6 hours doesn't mean you learned anything. In this video, I'm breaking down study techniques that are actually backed by research. Not just study more advice everyone already knows. The single most effective study technique backed by research is active recall, testing yourself on material instead of just rereading it. Rereading your notes feels productive, but it barely improves memory. Closing the book and trying to write down what you remember does. Practically, this means, after reading a topic, close your notes and try to explain it out loud or write it from memory. Then check what you missed. This one shift alone can double how much you retain. Cramming feels necessary, but it's one of the least effective ways to retain information long-term. Spaced repetition means reviewing material at increasing intervals, a day later, then 3 days later, then a week later, instead of all at once the night before an exam. Apps like Anki use this exact principle with flashcards. Even without an app, simply reviewing your notes briefly the next day, then again a few days later, dramatically improves what sticks. Studying for 3 hours straight sounds productive, but focus quality drops fast after 25 to 30 minutes. The Pomodoro Technique breaks study time into focused 25-minute blocks, followed by a 5-minute break. After 4 blocks, take a longer 15 to 20-minute break. This works because it matches how attention actually functions. Short bursts of high focus beat long stretches of half-focused studying. Sometimes called the Feynman Technique. Explain the topic as if you're teaching it to someone with no background in it. If you get stuck or start using complicated words to cover a gap, that's exactly where your understanding is weak. This one's less exciting but genuinely important. Your phone sitting face up next to you reduces focus even if you don't touch it, just because part of your brain is tracking it. Put it in another room, or use an app blocker during study blocks. Also, studying in the same spot your brain associates with relaxing, like your bed, makes focus harder. Even a small, consistent, study spot trains your brain to switch into focus mode faster over time. Here's how this looks in practice. Study a topic for 1 Pomodoro block using active recall, read, then close the book and recall. Review it again the next day, then a few days later, using spaced repetition. And whenever you feel like you understand it, try teaching it out loud to check for gaps. This isn't about studying more hours. It's about making the hours you already spend actually count. These techniques aren't opinions. They're backed by decades of learning science research, not just what worked for one topper. If this helped, subscribe. I cover more on study strategy, money, and career guidance every week. Let me know in the comments which technique you're going to try first.